All right, so thanks for being here, guys. Welcome to Team Forever Strong's team call tonight. It is May 5th, and as you guys know, we are so lucky that we have Colleen and Eddy speaking on our call tonight. So get ready to get inspired and pumped up, because if there's anybody to talk to in this business to light a fire within you, it will be her. So before I kind of introduce you, to her, I like to start out with our rank advancements. And our team totally went crazy today and had some awesome rank advancements. So if you guys could unmute yourself and shout out any emeralds that we had. You can just unmute yourself, or you can type it in the chat.
I've got an emerald. Emily Lovrance is an emerald. So
That's
congrats,
awesome.
Emily.
Congratulations. Nice job.
I have an emerald. My fiance, Alan Weary, is an emerald. Yay, go Alan.
Yeah. Great job, and congratulations.
/ go me.
Yes, I was just going to say, it's so awesome. Stephanie's a brand new coach, and she, signed up her husband, and she got herself and him to Emerald. So congratulations. You are doing awesome. Keep it up. Any other emeralds on the team today? No. I know we had no rubies, but I know we had a shiny new diamond coach.
Yes. Katie Vanderwall. Woohoo! Diamond.
That's awesome. Congratulations. So exciting. You guys are blowing it up down there.
I should be taking shots for every rank advancement.
I know, seriously. Let me just take a sip here in between. All right, and then we had a 1-star diamond, 2 on the team, 1-star diamond.
Yep, that was me. Nicole Puchalski, congratulations, Nikki. Yep, she hit 1 star today. So, woohoo, go Nikki. She's rocking it.
Congratulations. You're doing awesome. I'm not surprised. And then last but not least, I would like to congratulate Kelly Paul on officially becoming a 2-star diamond coach today, guys. So this is huge. You're doing amazing, Kelly. Like, you are creating such an incredible team, and you're such a great leader. And guys, it's awesome once you become a 2-star diamond, because now you can qualify for the quarterly bonuses. And really what's awesome is that you can open up your second business center now. So that's so cool. Great job, Kelly. All right, I think we covered everybody. All right, so let me just introduce you. I know a lot of you guys probably already know Colleen Eddy, and she is amazing. She has been a coach now for almost 3 years, right, Colleen?
Yes, July will be 3 years.
Okay, awesome. 3 years. She does this full time now. She's married. She's an elite 7-star diamond coach. Her team is ranked number 90 in the entire network. She is a Success Club 10 legend, which means that she has hit Success Club 10 for 24 consecutive months, never missing a month. And she really is just an awesome leader in this business. She has been through it all, ups, downs, you name it, she's been through it. And because of her mindset, and you're going to hear her talk about this tonight, because of that, she is where she is today, because of that positive mental outlook that she has in her mindset. And she's even helped me the past couple months. I've been talking to her a lot, and she just will help you get right back on track as soon as you start to get a little bit discouraged. So she is going to be talking to you guys tonight about mindset and how important it is in order to build a successful business, because it's like a roller coaster, as you know, if you've been doing this for a while. So I don't want to take away too much time, but I have my notebooks out. So make sure you have yours out. And Colleen, you can just take it away. We are so excited to have you here tonight. Thank you.
Awesome. Hey, guys. So I don't know if you guys know the term that I use all the time called sweaty passion. Well, tonight, this week has been wild. It is testing me like crazy, and we're going to talk all about tests from the universe. And so when I have tests in my life, which we all know is obstacles and challenges, I push back 10 times harder because I am obsessed with overcoming obstacles because now I feel equipped between learning life's lessons and personal development and coaching. And so this week has been wild. And right now I have the sweaty passion going on. So if you guys need a little bit of mojo or inspiration today, I have promised to bring that for you guys. I love Kathy and Nick dearly. They rocked my team call. And you know what? Kathy's right. Her and I have been voice messaging back and forth. And we share this with you guys because guess what? Every single face on this screen is exactly the same. We have fears and doubts and uncertainties. And that's the difference, or the difference between successful people and unsuccessful people is the way that you think about your challenges. So today, my goal is to help you guys just become more self-aware of your potential, your mindset. The opportunity that is sitting in front of you is the same for Kathy and the same for me. Same for you, same for everyone here. And so when I am done talking, I hope you guys have some questions. I know most people don't have questions about mindset because it's not something to have a lot of questions about, but I have the sweaty passion going on. So I beg you guys to have questions because otherwise I feel like a deer in the headlights of everyone just staring at me at the end. Okay, so that's the deal. I will share my heart and passion if you guys bring some questions at the end. So a little bit about myself, just so you guys can understand some background of where I came from. Before coaching, so cliche, but life was a shit show. Hopefully I can say the S word. I know there's kids around, so I'll be good. But to be honest with you, I was 27 years old before I became a coach, and I was an angry, depressed, unhealthy, resentful. I played the victim role all the time. I was a very unhappy person, and you guys would probably never imagine me to be like that because of all the positivity that I try to share now. But I can tell you right now that I am not the same person. I grew up an amazing childhood. I got, the typical education. I went to school. I got the job. I showed up to work every day. I did everything mom and dad told me to do. Well, I had the fancy corporate job. I had the fancy resume. I had the fancy salary, but I was not fulfilled. If you know me, I'm a wild spirit. I love to adventure. So when I turned 24, I moved 3,000 miles away because I just wanted to get away. And so lifestyle-wise, living in California, I'm sure you guys see my photos all the time, it is basically a dream come true for me. But when I first moved here, I worked my corporate job, which literally was sucking my soul dry in the moment. I had a really horrible boss that every single day of a year and a half going into work, she would find a way to make me feel insignificant. And so, slowly but surely, my mindset and my self-belief, my confidence, my health, everything started to decline. And so I developed severe stomach ulcers because my stress level was so high. Well, one day I come into work after working with this horrible boss thinking I had to stay there forever, and I found out that I lost my job. So not only was I in a dark and deep place, but then I lose my job. And I basically felt like I said the victim. I felt like life was happening to me. No one had told me about personal development before. No one told me about a community that wanted to help me and I could get healthy. I didn't have any of that, all the tools that we have. And so I basically, literally by myself, had to pick myself back up. And Liz is my upline. And I joined her team because I saw her photos and she had, how Liz has that Beachbody glow and you're just like, oh, I just want to hug her and kiss her and I want what she has. Well, that is what I saw. She wasn't really talking about her physical transformation or her income or, quitting her job. She truly was just sharing her genuine happiness. So I joined her team because that's what I wanted. And so when I signed up, I knew that everything that I thought and felt and believed probably needed to change because what I was doing back then was not working for me. And so I became a student. I became a student to successful people and I was very coachable. So if there's any advice that successful people give you, please take it. And don't, ponder it, think about it. Well, I'm not really sure. Just try it. Go for it. And that's when I was like a sponge. Liz was like, sign up your husband. Okay. She's like, hit Emerald next week. Okay. You hit Success Club every month. Okay. I was basically just following in the footsteps of successful people. But why doesn't everyone do that? I became obsessed with that idea. I was like, I signed up. I did XYZ. Why doesn't everyone else do that? And I realized that the gap was their mindset. Think about it. You can say time, you can say family, you can say my job, you can say the millions of things that are the reason you're not successful, but it's you and yourself sitting at your computer every day, right? There's no boss telling you what to do. It's just you. So that is why your mindset is the most important thing, because it's basically you and your mind talking back and forth all day. So as a grown adult, basically this is how it works, right? You wake up in the morning, your alarm goes off, and you're like, oh, snooze. I don't want to get up. Oh my God, the kids are up. Oh my God, I have to pack their lunches and bring them to school. And I have to take a shower. Oh, the hot water is out. Oh, my dog pooped on the carpet. I spilled my Shakeology. Oh my God, it's raining. Like, you haven't even got out of bed yet, basically, and you're already self-sabotaging your thoughts. And so I became very self-aware from the moment I opened my eyes to the things, and this is the key, that I was allowing to float around in my mind. I was allowing negativity to be there. It doesn't matter what other people say. It doesn't matter how other people make you feel. The most powerful thing in the world is when you realize you have control. It is you, and that is it. And if you're ever wondering how successful people become so unstoppable that success is just falling into their lap, do you guys ever wonder how Lindsay Matway is a 15-star diamond 4 times over? 4 times over, and I have coaches that tell me that they can't make a post on social media, or I can't sell a challenge pack. And so the difference between successful people and unsuccessful people is good thinking. So tomorrow morning, when you guys wake up, I want you guys to be self-aware of the thoughts that you're allowing into your mind. Guess what? When you hit your iPhone 6S Plus that you can grow a business from, and you hit the snooze button, be grateful for that darn 6S Plus that you're pressing snooze on, because that is a tool. It's those small things, guys, that add up over time that we totally miss the ball on in terms of being grateful for. When you get into your shower, you're grateful for a shower. When you wake up in the morning, even though sometimes you want to strangle your children, maybe, hug them and love them and be grateful for them. All those things, right? I have literally trained my brain from the moment I wake up into every challenge to find something to be grateful for or to find the positive. And this is usually when I share a little bit more of my personal life. Most of you probably know that my husband was diagnosed with testicular cancer October 2014. And he's young. When we got this news, we were like, what? And I understand that, you know, the C word, the cancer word, this is a pretty tragic or a pretty serious event that I hope no one ever has to deal with. But guys, it's life. It's raw. It's real. We're all human. Crazy things are going to happen. So if I didn't have my mindset and my perspective in line, if I didn't master that, I would have crumbled when we got that news. I would have been like, Liz, I need to take a step back from my business. I can't do this right now. But what was I really going to do? Was I going to go be mad at cancer in the corner? And I mean, I had to focus on what I could control, which is be supportive, which is do my workout every day, which is do my PD every day, which is talk to my team, meet new people, hit Success Club. I had to do things that I could control that would bring me joy. That's the beauty of this business, guys, if you can master your mindset. So turn your mess into a message. You probably hear all these, quotes all the time, but truly, guys, what you're doing is you're taking the obstacle that's in front of you because it's a test from the universe. You say you want this bad, right? All 24 of you are here right now because you want this for XYZ reasons. You wouldn't be here listening to this crazy person say all this stuff if you didn't care, right? The tests and the challenges that plop on your lap, no matter how hard they are, it's the universe saying, hey, it's poking you, saying, how bad do you want this? You have to stand up and you have to rise to the occasion and overcome these challenges. How you do that is you focus on what you can control. I just made a post on my team page before I hopped on this call that I had 37 coach cancellation emails since April 1st. How would you feel if you had 37 coach cancellations in your email? Most people would be like, forget it, stick a fork in me, I'm done, this is awful, so discouraged. But guess what I do? I say, too bad for you 37 people. I'm going to go find 37 more people that want to do this because I love it that much. So you have to flip every challenge, every obstacle into something that you can change. Be solution oriented. So when Kathy and I are going back and forth as leaders, trying to help you guys, trying to change your life, we know your potential. This is the hardest thing about being a leader is we're just like, please, just let me try and change your life. I'm willing to work 24 hours a day if you guys allow us the chance. But it starts with you and your mindset every single day. So now, every single time that you guys see a challenge or obstacle, maybe it's the last day of the month and you're at Success Club 4. Do you just give up? Or do you say, hey, I have 6 hours left in this day to focus on what I can control and think like a successful person does, and I'm going to go after it. I'm going to push it, pedal to the metal. And I want you guys to see those challenges as opportunities to grow. If this was easy, we would never grow. Because guess what? As leaders, we have all these stories we get to share with you guys of our struggles and our things that we've had go wrong. I've gone from 1-star to Emerald, from 5-star to 3-star, from 9-star qual to 4-star. You're going to always take 4 steps forward and 2 steps back. So don't expect it to be anything different. Darren Hardy wrote The Entrepreneur Roller Coaster for a reason. Because it goes like this. You get on the ride and you have the sweaty passion. And you're so pumped up that you're like, this is going to be the best thing ever. All right, and then you're going up the hill and you're like, holy shit, what am I doing? What the heck? And then you get to the top and then it's just a downward spiral and you're like, why did I do this? This is the stupidest idea ever. You guys have to know that it's going to be like that. And then when you go to the next thing, you're like, all right, going up the next hill, this is cool. All right, break it down. It's the roller coaster. And successful people are able to continually handle those up and downs because of the way that they treat the downs. It's just how long you stay down will matter. So when something goes wrong, don't spend 20 hours dwelling over it. Just pop right back up, focus on something you can control. So you're probably like, all right, this sounds cool. I'm pumped up right now. This is what I'm going to do. But remember, when the challenge falls in your lap, what do you do in that very instant? And it's going to make or break you, your life, and your business. So I love, this is something if you guys are taking notes, I know I talk fast, it's hard to take notes, but I know that there's always a few things that stick out for people. Why is a strong mind crucial? This was so big for me as an emerging leader a few years ago. Why is a strong mind crucial? Because people without a strong mind look to others for validation. So in this business, if you don't have a strong mind, if you don't know what you want, if you're not just going to do what you want, say what you say, all the things that you want to do, you're going to look to other people for validation. And then you're going to be like, oh, I'm going to dip my toe in the water. Ooh, but I don't know, it's kind of cold. And I don't know if I should do this, and then pull back some more. You have to have a strong mind so that you don't need validation from anyone else. I know my goals and my vision and what I want to accomplish. Do you guys know how freeing it is to wake up in the morning and be so content with being able to say and do and feel and think how I want to? Because I'm confident in the person I've become through lots of personal development, through lots of failure, through facing those obstacles dead on. People without a strong mind look to others for validation. So this is my convincing point for you to master your mind, okay? The person who taught me this concept is Amy Silverman. She's my vibe. She's my chick. I love her. I'm sure you guys all have someone that you're inspired by. But she asked me one day, why are you asking for permission? You don't need anyone's permission to go be, do, and become whatever it is you want. You're giving yourself the permission to go and do that. And that is pretty empowering. So a few points in terms of how you can actually master your mindset. Just like pressing play on your workout, just like losing 10 pounds, just like learning this business, it is a daily task and effort. You're literally rewiring your brain to everything that you've learned right now. So it's going to be difficult. You're going to feel like you're a fish flailing out of water. Because what happens when something is difficult, like it's raining today, I spilled my Shakeology. I actually dropped the eggs tonight before I came on this call. And so you're like, immediately you want to be like, F this, and I hate everything right now, but in the moment I have to catch myself and it's all good. It's all good. It doesn't really matter. So I catch myself in those moments. I will find the positive, and it's like clockwork now. It just happens. So if you're able to see the challenges as an opportunity and you get excited about them, could you imagine how much different this journey would be, guys? Oh, someone said no to me. Okay, cool. Now I have more time to go to talk to someone else because maybe they want to join. Or, oh, this person, they sent in their coach cancellation form. Guess what? If they're sending in their coach cancellation form, they were clearly not going to do this in the long run anyway. So you have more time to give your love and energy to someone else. So people always ask me, how did you keep it together during Sean's stuff? And so, fast forward a year after his first surgery, we got another diagnosis that it was back and it was near the lungs. And so we had to move. It was December. He had to do chemo 5 days a week for some weeks. I mean, it was just crazy, guys. But every day I had to focus on what I could control, which was diving into this business because it brings me joy. Talking to people like Kathy, because if I had shut down and just completely pushed this away, I don't know where I would be. I was able to sit in that room with him and work my business and earn some of the highest paychecks that I ever earned as a Beachbody coach. And again, it was December, January, and the beginning of February, the hardest months of the year. Talk about the universe testing me. And then on New Year's Day, my grandmother passes away. And you're just like, oh my God, like, what more do you want from me, universe? But I was like, I am given this test for a reason. So what did I do? I dove into my business and my PD like never before. I'm like a big quote person. Tony Robbins always says that the secret to living is giving. So if you are down and you're stuck and you just feel like you can't get out of the rut or the hole and you need some mojo, the secret to living is giving. Tony Robbins says, stop playing the me song, which is I'm sad, I'm depressed, I'm fat, I'm this, and go and give something to someone. Because how excited do you guys get when you give someone a gift? Who is more excited? The person opening the gift or you? You're like, oh, open it, I'm so excited, right? So the secret to living is giving. That is the beauty of this business. Everything that I learned at Tony Robbins literally coincided with our business. And it made me so happy to know that this is the mission we are on. P.S. If you haven't gone to Tony Robbins, it's the ultimate PD event. It is everything. So if you are doing your PD and reading and audiobooks, that is fine and dandy, but you need to invest a step beyond that. I spent $600 on my ticket to go to Tony Robbins. It was October. It was so wild because it was right before Sean found out the news. Like, I don't know, it was just crazy how it all happened for me. But people ask me, like, I'm reading my book, but it's not changing my life. I believe that experience will ingrain a lot further into your soul and heart and mind than it is just reading a sentence in a book. Okay, so that is my spiel about that. It's a daily task and effort. You're going to be rewiring your brain. You have to catch yourself in those moments. Don't allow yourself to wander to the negativity. And if you do, get pissed, get mad for 2 minutes, and then you get back up and you leave it behind and you move on. This is what Kathy and I were talking about last week. She's like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do X, Y, Z. She was solution-oriented. High five, Kathy. So I want to talk about empowering yourself. Because without feeling that you are capable of doing something, are you ever going to take a step in trying something new? No way. You are responsible for empowering yourself. When a challenger messages me or a prospect messages me and says, are you going to push me? I say, absolutely, but I'm not going to be the one carrying you. It's your responsibility. And it's the same thing for you guys. I talk to everyone as if they're a 10-star diamond. I talk to everyone as if they've been an elite coach. And this is how I talk to myself too, literally. But I make sure that I'm continually giving myself something to celebrate about. My best example is maybe you're scared to share a piece of your story. Maybe you're scared to do something in this business. Guess what? I can almost promise and guarantee, which I should never say, but I'm going to, that if you go and do that one thing, that a positive outcome will come. So maybe you're scared to share your before and after. Guess what happens every single time someone shares a before and after? What happens? Kathy, you look freaking awesome. High five. How did you do it? Hey, give me more information. How long did that take you? And it's all this positivity because you're just finally taking that step. So if you feel lack of mojo and you don't feel that rush of, I can freaking do this, take the step. Just do it. That little comfort zone, when people always ask me, you know, where is the zone? I have no zone. There is no filter for me. But if you are just maybe not the crazy type A personality like I am, there's people who are a lot more private, and I totally respect that. But I promise you that you can take a little step outside that zone and you'll be okay. And it's going to feel so good. Just like finishing a 60-day workout that you never thought you could do, how awesome do you feel when it's over? I learned that through Insanity Max 30. I'd been a coach for 18 months, and I said, I will never do that program. That's too hard for me. But it was December 2014, and I was like, dang, I really need an edge in my business. I need something new to empower myself. And so I basically picked the hardest thing that there was out there, and I did it. And I empowered myself. Basically, Insanity Max 30 is like personal development, because when you are done that program or when you're done the workout, you just feel like Superman or Superwoman. So don't live in the victim role. Try to be the victor. So I have 2 herniated discs in my back. A successful person practices good thinking. So for me, I always say I do these hard workouts so that I can inspire other people that have maybe injuries, that they can do this. So maybe your schedule is busy. I am going to suggest to you that because you have a busy schedule, you push even harder, because then you're going to be able to inspire people that they can do this too. If I was just sitting at home all day and had nothing to do, mind you, when I started this business, I worked at a nightclub on the weekends until 5 in the morning, serving alcohol to a bunch of drunk people that I hated. I managed a tanning salon, and I did graphic design. So yes, I do this full time now, but when I first started, it wasn't like that. But make the reason, or the excuses that we make, I should say, make that the reason you do something. Think about the people who inspire you most. It's because they've overcome the biggest obstacles. Every single successful coach that has a big story has overcome something, and it's their reason. They do it because of that reason. Okay, so when you understand that every single wall that you have placed around yourself is a self-limitation, you will start to understand that I've had this whole thing made up in my head this whole time, and I just wasted 6 months telling myself I couldn't do it. Who is telling you that you can't do it besides you? Only you. So your mindset is the only thing holding you back. Fear is emotional. I cannot touch it. I cannot really see it. So basically, your mindset and fear are 2 in 1. Fear is emotional. I already said that. Fear is emotional, not tangible. So what is actually holding you back? I love asking my coaches this. I'll straight up say, please tell me what you physically and emotionally feel is holding you back. And typically, it's just like this fairy tale of BS. Tony Robbins says, when you stop telling yourself the same BS story, you will move on, you will grow, you will personally advance in your life. And he also says, if you're not growing, you're dying. Okay, I want to talk about 2 more things, and then you can ask the crazy woman all the questions you want. So when you accept and trust this process, like what if I was, from the day you signed up, what if I gave you a roadmap and said, all right, day 14 is going to be really hard. Day 16 will be awesome. Day 24 is going to suck. And then day 27 will be mediocre. Like if I gave you a roadmap of the roller coaster, you'd probably feel a lot more confident. You'd know what to expect, but we can't give that to you. So just accept and trust the process. That is something Liz said to me a long time ago when I kept flip-flopping and losing coaches. P.S. I was a 1-star diamond for the first 1.5 years of my business. So when I watch people like Kathy who come in here and 10-star diamond in her first year, and I'm like, whoa, what did I do wrong? Don't worry about Kathy. Don't worry about me. You worry about your journey. Also, don't worry so much about the results. I want you to focus on the efforts. Because what happens is you're like, okay, but Kathy, I made the post about my challenge group. Okay, that's what we call 1x effort. You did something one time. From Grant Cardone, the 10x rule, our expectations are so skewed. You literally have to put in 10 times more effort than we imagine and expect to see success. So that's why I'm crazy, because I put in 10 times the effort of what I believe I need to give so that I get back what I should. So I accepted and trusted the process, and now I just karate chop through these obstacles, and you just keep going. That's it. Let's talk a little bit about the F word. Not that word, but failure, okay? A lot of people say, you know, failure is my biggest fear. I just don't want to do this. I'm so afraid to fail. I have my new coaches fill out a new coach questionnaire. They have to fill it out and send it back to me before we even do a call or any of that stuff. And I love it because one of the questions is, what is your biggest fear, or what are your concerns? And everyone says the same thing. Everyone says the same thing. So when we hop on our call, I basically give them the lowdown of, look, the only time that you fail is when you quit. The only time that you fail is when you quit, and then I add, or don't try. Because I really can't give someone much effort if they're not willing to try at all, right? I'd love to, but I just can't. Another thing that I learned about failure from Mindy Wender is to replace the word failure with the word stumble. Because in this business, guys, if I never hit Success Club a day in my life since signing up, does Carl Deichler call me up and say, yo, Colleen, you suck. You're fired. No, that doesn't happen in coaching. I can wake up every year, every month, every day, and go back at it. And if I do stumble, because we're not going to use the word failure anymore, if I do stumble, there's a lesson in every single failure or stumble. And so now, you know how we say fail forward? I embrace those stumbles because I learn from them. Accept and trust that process. Okay, I am going to use the failure word one more time, but when you fail in this business, it's really only a delay. So if I miss Success Club, or if I miss a goal, does that make me a failure? No way. It's just a delay in this business. Because until I quit, I just keep going, and I'm never quitting. I hope that all 26 of you won't either. Okay, PD. Everyone always asks me, so what's the deal with PD? Like, what are your favorite books? And I'll tell you my corny little thing that I tell people. So why is PD so important? Because it's like this invisible little tool belt that's floating around you at all times. So every time I hear a quote, or every time I have an experience or something that inspires me, it's like a tool goes into my belt. So that when shit hits the fan and life gets crazy, I'm like, oh, got this tool, got it. Don't worry. So fill your brain. I remember when I was a new coach, there were no Zoom calls. There were no getting started. Well, Liz did a getting started right call, but it's very different nowadays from what it was back then. We didn't have trainings. We didn't have any of that stuff really. So for the first, until I think it was like I was a 1-star diamond, I didn't really have that support in terms of this is what you do, like you guys have nowadays. We almost have too much for you guys. But all I knew how to do was, okay, I have to work out. I have to drink a shake. I'm supposed to talk about this on social media because, guys, I didn't know what inviting meant. So me posting, that's what I literally thought was inviting. I didn't know about talking to people. So, hey, I was doing at least what I thought. So I was inviting. I was doing my workout, drinking my shake, and then PD. I was focusing on what I could control. So I was shoving my nose in a book about 3 to 4 hours a day as a new coach because I didn't know what else to do. I was on YouTube, I was doing all this stuff, but I was getting the most out of PD because it made me feel like I could do this. It was changing my life. So PD is your toolbox. Some of my favorite books are The 10X Rule by Grant Cardone, No Excuses by Brian Tracy. That book for me taught me that I have to take responsibility. It's not my team's job to rank advance. It's not my team's job to make me money. It is my responsibility. And I was like, whoa, this is a whole different mindset here. I love storybooks because, you know, sometimes listening to John C. Maxwell talk about like the 5 laws of whatever can get old after a while. So I always like to share some storybooks that are very inspiring. Life's Golden Ticket by Brendan Burchard is a really cool, fun story in a carnival scene. It's so vivid. I remember specifically crying reading this book. And then the last one is The GoGiveR. The GoGiveR, I will never forget. I was actually sitting in my office here reading it. It's a 100-page story, super short. But it teaches you how much you need to give and give and give before you get. And that was an important lesson for me and my team to learn because, you know, I made $6,000 my first 6 months of coaching. kind of life-changing, but kind of not, because it was the only income I had. So I'm really grateful for it. But at the same time, I was like, I am literally working so hard. Any waking moment I had, guys, I was sitting working this business. Maybe that's not your idea of what you want to do, but I was sacrificing everything. And I was like, I made $6,000. But then the following year, I made about $50,000. And my income was very important to me, guys, because I lost my corporate job. And then the following year was 6 figures. So it was so amazing for me. But the GoGiveR really taught me of how much I'm going to have to give before I'm going to get back. So that's my spiel.
You're so funny, Colleen. That was awesome. Seriously, thank you so much. Hope you guys have a fire lit within right now, because I know I do. And I took so many notes, because you really are the person to go to, Colleen, for this. Like, you can pump up anyone. So you did a phenomenal job. So guys, we must have questions for this incredible lady. So seriously, I mean, we've all had discouraging times. You know, I feel like this call came definitely at the perfect timing. So we've all had, you know, struggles and times where we've like questioned ourselves and things like that. So just type into the chat or unmute yourself if you have any specific questions for her. Trust me, guys, like she said, I mean, she's literally been through it all. Like, this is how you learn and work through those times, is by, you know, getting advice from people who have already been there, done that sort of thing. So take advantage of this time.
Can I ask a quick question?
Yeah, go ahead.
So what happens in the morning? So say you wake up and you're like, you know what, you want to hit the snooze, or you hit the snooze. How do you get out of that funk? Like, do you really just say snap out of it? Or, you know, do you have other, you know, what do you go through?
Yeah, so, I mean, I try not to go, my story is like 7 hours long. So there was literally a point in my life where, like, Sean and I went through some hard stuff. I was in such a dark place that he was like, I love you, but like, I'm going to go over be here a little bit. So we spent some time apart. I lost my job. Like, dude, so freaking hard. Life was so dark. And I physically had to be like, get up, put a foot on the floor, go take a shower. Like, I literally needed something to hang on to. And I had a dear friend. She's actually the woman who married us. Her name's Aria. And she sent me this quote. And I actually can't remember the quote. Still to this day, she doesn't remember what she told me, but all I got out of it was, tell yourself the word forward. And there's something that I actually learned from Tony Robbins is, if you ever wonder where people get all this energy from, is you create it. You actually, so you go to this event for 4 days. It's 14-hour days. You are literally not just sitting there in seminars. He has you jumping up and down like you're raving at a nightclub, teaching you how to muster up the energy to keep going forward. So now 30-minute workouts are no problem after that experience, but I learned that you create energy, and everything we do is around energy. So I had to tell myself, forward. Just take one step forward. Don't think about the whole 24 hours ahead. Just get in the shower. Just press play. Just like when you guys don't want to do your workout, you're 15 minutes in, you're going to crush the rest of the workout, right? So there comes a point where you're going to actually, I call it a trigger. You're going to know your personal trigger of how far you can be like procrastinating to do something before you're like, all right, freaking do it, all right? You have to build up that self-discipline. And my saying is suck it up, buttercup, for a lot of things, because I refused to be in the old life I had. It was killing me, literally, slowly. Like, it was awful. And so I had to build up the self-discipline, and I don't let myself slide. If I'm going to slide, I'm going to go into a dark place again. So that's why we have you guys read The Compound Effect. All the days that you let yourself slide a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more, it's just going to be a downward spiral. So, but if you decide to take a step forward and a step forward rather than, oh, I'll do it later, you're going backwards, you're going to build that up. And it's the small things over time that give you the results. So in the morning, here's what works for me. You got to find what works for you. I don't scroll on my Facebook, because I have typically my average is 7 messages in my inbox in the morning. Stupid questions that I don't really need to answer, but I answer them anyway later on in the day. But I will get up. My husband usually takes a shower first, then I take a shower and I listen to my PD, or I read my PD. I begin and end my day with PD, because it's like my world is my mind. I'm clearly high energy, so I have to keep this mind in a good place. So in the morning, the first hour of your day is the most important rudder. So something that I learned is it's my responsibility to fill it with something that's going to inspire me. Long-winded 10-minute answer, but
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm a tough love kind of coach, so when people ask me those kind of questions, I'm like, yeah, you just got to do it.
Yeah, that's good. That's coming from you. Yeah, I thought that was really good too, how you said, I feel like when you're kind of struggling like that, it is definitely much easier if you just take those baby steps, instead of looking at like the whole day ahead of you, like, oh my gosh, I got to get up, I got to get the kids ready, I got to pack their bag, I got to bring them to daycare, then I got to get to work, then I'm supposed to do this. Then it's just like, I feel like it cripples you and it like paralyzes you. And then there's like, nothing's going to happen, if you just can focus on that next thing that needs to be done. So that was a great question. We have some more here in the chats. So let's see here. Do you have any specific PD books that you use to retrain your brain?
So the first one that came to my mind, like when I really started diving into the mindset stuff, which I don't know if I was just at the right place at the right time when I read You Are a Badass. And I think that book is like played out now because every coach knew about it. But when I picked up that book, no one knew about it. So it was like the shining Bible book to me of like life between two covers, and it like completely changed my life, and she kicked my ass into gear. So You Are a Badass was where it all began for me. Basically, our dream world, no, I can't remember the quote, so I'm not going to say it, but there was a lot of things in there that helped me understand that I am in control of my mind and the things that I allow in there. But the second one, which I wish I read it earlier, it's The Magic of Thinking Big. And the reason why I wish I read this book earlier, and if you guys have any teenage kids, give them this book. I don't even care if they don't read it right now, but Josh Spencer, top coach, one of the most successful, awesome people I know, his dad, Josh was in a difficult place in his teenage career, and his dad gave him this book, and he read it, and it forever changed his life. And I finally, about a year and a half into my coaching journey, read this book, and it gave me a little bit more insight in terms of what thinking big means and what my thinking. There's another one too, Thinking for a Change. If you're a John C. Maxwell fan, that's another one. Yes, I went to Unleash the Power Within because it's like his starter event. So like it's a good icebreaker, and the other ones are very expensive, like more than I will ever spend on like a vacation expensive. It's crazy. So if you guys ever want tickets, you can actually get a discounted ticket through Brandy Botts. I don't know if you guys know who she is. Hopefully you do, but she's a top coach, and she actually paid $75,000 to be in like the Tony Robbins Club, and now Beachbody coaches get discounts. So it was amazing.
That was great. Yeah, I'd like to go to that too someday. So I wrote down here, I had a bunch of questions coming in from different coaches, so I wrote down a bunch of different questions here, so I'm just going to kind of read them off for you. All right. What's your best tip for a coach who misses a goal and needs to get back on track?
Good question. Okay, a coach misses a goal and gets back on track. Well, I start everything with like mindset. So if I'm talking to this coach, like let's say Kathy misses a goal, I let them know, it's okay. Like it's all good. April's over. I just want you to wake up, and I want you to, you can do one of two things. Like for me, if I miss something, me getting pissed about it helps me. It pushes me forward. It fuels my fire. But you got to know your personality type. It's kind of good to know your coach's personality types too. Like Kathy wants tough love. So I'd be like, Kathy, don't ever let that happen again. Come on, we're going to get up tomorrow, and this is what we're going to do. High five, let's do it. And she'd be like, okay, but that doesn't work for everyone. So if I was working with a coach, I'd kind of feel them out in their personality, and maybe they need some encouragement. Maybe I need to align with them, which is, hey, guess what happened to me when I was 6 months in? I totally missed a goal, but I didn't want to let it like ruin everything for me because I'm really grateful for everything I have ahead. And I would give them an action plan. So this is something Liz taught me, is when something goes wrong, she says, so what are you going to do next? I could like give her this whole 10-minute horrible thing that happened, and she will say to me, so what are you going to do? And you're kind of like putting the ball back in the coach's lap, like, all right, here you go. What are you going to do? But we support them, encourage them, and we give them an action plan. So all we got to do is make sure that tomorrow we wake up, we do X, Y, Z. I think you get the point. I'm trying not to give long answers because I suck at that.
No, you're doing awesome. We love you. Everybody loves you. You kidding me? We'd like to keep you here all night. I have another one here written down. Sorry, guys. If anybody else needs to chime in, just shut me off.
Yeah, write your questions in the box too.
Yes, type your questions in the box too. So here's another one. All right. How do you handle negativity from personally sponsored coaches on your team? So if coaches start to spend a lot of their time complaining, and then they're not doing well, but then they won't take your advice on certain things and listen, how do you deal with all of that?
Well, I don't know if you necessarily mean that they're like posting publicly, but it's not allowed on my team page. If they do have something to say, so like, hey guys, I missed Success Club last month, someone returned something. I have taught my team to be solution oriented. So actually, perfect example. I have a leader on my team, her name's Audrey. She posted in her leader page that she missed Success Club last month, which would have made her an all-star because of the time change. So she placed an order like after midnight. And so she tried to fight it with Beachbody. And she's like, come on, I need this to be an all-star. And they were like, I'm sorry. And so she said, all that matters is that I love what I do, and I'm going to wake up and I'm going to start my Success Club All-Star from today forward. Now, that is something very rare that you will see. But I always encourage people to say how they feel, what they think, but it cannot be complaining. You need to be solution-oriented. So if it's posting in the team page, I totally get it. Vent sesh for a second, but say what you're doing next. In terms of the second half of the question, if someone's being negative, I am real. So if Kathy was giving me like some lip or some whatever, I'd be like, look, Kathy, my job that I take responsibility for every morning is to help you be successful. I could tell you X, Y, Z, but to be honest with you, this is going to be what's going to work going forward, in my opinion. You can take it or leave it. I want to empower you. I want to support you. I can only tell you what works. Like I have coaches who are like, oh, I'm not going to use Facebook. And I'm like, I can only tell you what works. I'm not saying you have to use Facebook, but they didn't want to use social media is what I'm saying. And I was like, I'll be honest with you, you're probably not going to be that successful with it if you're not using social media. And so I'm honest to the point, I'm respectful, and I remind them that I can only tell them what I think will work. I think your coaches will respect you too. I don't know whose question that was, but like last night I flipped shit on my team, and guess what? The people who weren't a fan of what I had to say, it's all good. I can't make everyone happy, but a lot of people took to heart what I said, and guess what? My team was on fire this morning when we woke up. So sometimes you have to be the bad cop. That's what I've learned. My mom calls it the bad cop. Like being a mom, right? You don't want to have to punish the kids, but sometimes you have to be the bad cop.
It's so true. That's why you're just going to be yourself too. Like, you know, especially as a leader in the business, you're not going to make everybody happy. And there's always going to be somebody that's upset, you know, but you're just going to be you. That was an awesome answer. Thank you, Colleen. Do we have, let me check the chat here again. Any other questions? Let's see. I think that's it. No more questions, guys?
I have a quick question.
Oh, good. Go ahead.
This has nothing to do with mindset, but can you share what you use for contact management and like keeping yourself on track and organized?
You actually really want to know? It's this little spiral peacock notebook.
Okay.
Okay. Here's why. Because I have this weird obsession with like writing. I'm a pen to paper person. I write down, here's another notebook, what I make every single week. Like this is my chart. And so I clearly have an obsession with pen to paper, but I also have coaches who use Streak because they like to be organized with colors and email. And so again, it's kind of like a personality thing. So, but I'm all about like speed and like, I don't need it to be all organized in an email. I just want to be able to open something up, bring it with me, and be able to just write someone's name down. It's just easier for me, so.
But do you use any like contact management, like sending out emails or anything like that? Like you don't keep track of people's emails, like if they, like anything like, no?
No, I don't. So I actually do none of my business via email because I think it's impersonal. It's an opinion, guys. You can totally do it from email. There's many people who do, but Facebook chat is everything for me because when I email someone, they don't answer back for a little bit, and then like a day goes by, and then like 20 minutes goes by. We're in a chat, you know, like maybe they're at work or something, they'll get back to me, but it's just all right there, and I build the love right there. So for me, the only time that I'm emailing someone is if it's a lead, my first contact, then we go to like text or Facebook. And then actually that's the only time I use email for people. So one thing I do use in terms of my recruits. So if someone wants to be on my team, they're applying to be on my team, I use Wufoo. And I love Wufoo, WUFOO.com, because it sends me back this beautiful little email all organized with their name, the answers to their questions on my application. I know Google Forms does it too, but it's not as pretty. So that is really like the only contact management I use, but it's just so that I go back the following month to the people who didn't sign up, and I don't use their email or anything like that. I just have their names all organized.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. And Bonnie spoke on my team call last night, and she still uses pen and paper too. Like, you know, she hit Success Club 91 a few months ago, and she did it all pen and paper. I know, it's like all you can do is laugh about it, right? Success Club 91.
I know. It's true. I use pen and paper too all the time. I'm just not into the whole, Nick is all into the Excel spreadsheet stuff. That he would totally do that, but I have like 3 notebooks since the day I started, 3 5-subject notebooks where I have every single person's name written down and the date and the follow-ups and what they said. I mean,
exactly.
Chicken scratch. It's totally unorganized, but it works for me.
One other thing I guess that I kind of do, you know, when people ask me what I do to be successful, I just think of them as not helpful, so I don't like share. But so at the top of every month, so this is March, I had a bunch of names right here. So these are the people that I was basically trying to like close for the month of March. So in April, I went back, re-invited those people who said no, and then I had my April names. So it's just like, that's what works for me.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I do too. I move them all into the next month as people to follow up with. So you always have that ongoing list of people to reach out to, so you never have that fear of running out of people to connect with. Because you know they're eventually going to say yes.
Exactly.
Anybody else, guys?
These are good questions.
I know, these are good questions. Nothing else, guys? You sure? Don't be shy.
Action plan is ready to go for tomorrow. I love it. I guess I'll share one other little tip, which has probably nothing to do with anything we just talked about, but something that has really helped me. I'm like, my desk is massive, so if you're like, what the heck am I looking at? I don't even know where it is right now. Sean, do you have my to-do list? I have this pad of paper that literally says to-do list at the top. I got it from TJ Maxx, $4. And I write down 5 things that I need to get done the next day. So I do it before I go to bed. Because if I wake up and I have like a shitstorm of a day and then I don't have my to-do list, like I'm not organized. And so if you're busy especially, and you have a crazy schedule, maybe you give yourself 3 things that you have to do tomorrow. Have that ready on your desk or wherever you're going to see in the morning, ready to go before you go to bed. That's my last tip.
No, that's a great tip. I love lists. I have like sticky notes all over the place.
If you guys could see my desk right now, oh my God. I'm not organized. I'm really not. Tornado.
It is. I'm the same exact way. Nick always laughs at me and says, I don't know how you've done this. Because it's such a disaster area.
I know. Kathy and I always ask ourselves that. We're like, okay, we have to duplicate ourselves and teach people how to do it. And I was like, oh my God, I think back to when I started and I was just like, I have no clue. I just was going for it. Like, go, 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 go.
Exactly.
The cleanliness of my house suffered. Like right now, my bedroom literally has 10 loads of laundry in my bed. Still, like even though I've been doing this 3 years, guys, like I don't care about that. I'm going to sit here until 9 o'clock tonight and I'm going to work. So yeah, laundry can wait.
Yeah, that's exactly how it is over here. Nick took over all the house cleaning. You know, he's like the housewife doing all the laundry. Yeah. God bless him.
Right.
All right. Okay. All right. Well, this was amazing, Colleen. Seriously, I can't thank you enough. Like, you are a huge inspiration to me, and I know to so many people just in the network in general. And I really appreciate you taking the time out of your night to just come and give us some words of wisdom and inspire us and to motivate us and to get us all going forward. That is the big key takeaway word that we all should have taken away from this is forward. We're all moving forward. It doesn't matter what has happened in the past. We are going to control what we can control, and we're going to get over any obstacles by keeping our eye and our vision going forward. So this was incredible, seriously, and I'm all fired up now and ready to take on the night tonight, even though it's Cinco de Mayo.
Margaritas, woo!
Margaritas. I'm going to be inviting and drinking my margarita the whole night. Oh my gosh. All right, guys. Well, thanks for everyone for being here, and thank you, Colleen, and I hope you guys have a great weekend, and I will see you next time. Bye, everyone.
Bye, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.